This life has many seasons. Why you're depressed and feel like you're about to die. This is the science of ascension. It's a very powerful process to go through ascension. And this is all changing your internal frequency. And as Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And there will come a time in your life where you have a dramatic internal shift. And when your internal frequency changes, the external frequency that has been lingering, there's a dissonance there. It's not a match. It might have been a match your entire life. And all of a sudden, you have this wave, this feeling of depression, and you feel like you're about to die. And, you know, a lot of people are feeling this in the now moment. This is a message that anyone could look back on over the years. Because you have to know that when this shift, this internal shift happens, you are going to feel this. This is literally like passing through the eye of the needle. So this is something that has always happened. And if we understand the science of it, we can break down the certain emotions that we feel. So what are emotions? They're energies that are in motion in the body. So you might be sitting on listening to this message. You might be going through this for months. And, you know, you had this dramatic internal shift and you feel quite uncomfortable in your body. What you need to start off with is knowing that this 3D reality that we're experiencing, it is a broadcast, a result from the frequency that you have emitted from your heart chakra and your nervous system. In the past, you might have thought that your thoughts, you know, your brain is creating this reality, but your nervous system, the frequency, is the broadcast, that is the reality that you experience in your everyday life, day-to-day experiences. So that is what's creating the reality, that internal frequency, not the brain. I've been sharing this with the community for a while. You got to get out of that demented brain filled of subconscious programs that were placed there by other people. If you're living your life out of the brain, you're living somebody else's life. So you're going to have to go through this transitional phase, and there will be a time period where there is this system reboot, and you feel this depression. You feel like you're about to die because you are no longer a frequency match to the reality that you're experiencing. What is depression? It's deep rest. The soul is tired of operating the body in a world that it does not belong in. You might be getting this message and you might be looking around and you're having a looped experience that it's actually not you. When we break free of the matrix, when we break free of the subconscious, so you have to understand the science of this. 95% of your life is dictated from the subconscious and the programs that reside within the subconscious. So if you broke free of it, the whole paradigm has shifted. This is like putting in a totally different operating system. And there is going to come this time, this void period, if you will, where you're going to have to go through this reboot. And it's very, very difficult because you reset that frequency, but this outer world still hasn't caught up. You feel like you're about to die because there's nothing left for you to live for. You know, it's kind of like that boredom, if you will. If you're playing a video game, you're playing this one level and you did everything in the level. Heck, you even got exploration rewards at that level. And there's just nothing left for you to do. So this outer world, it's no longer a match, and you're feeling this. So those feelings and emotions that are inside of us, you have this feeling, you feel like you're going to die That is the old self, right? The old self was responsible for the broadcasted reality, and it's dying off. That's no longer you, right? So this is the ascension process where you're raising your frequency. Over the years, you might have went on the internet and many people were using the term raise your frequency. And this is not just like, cool spiritual stuff, bro. This is actually happening. But when you raise your frequency, right, and you are on a new level, if you will, on the inside, but the exit, you feel like you're lost. And you could leave a comment down below if this is how you're feeling in the now moment. Okay, so there's really nothing left for you to experience. So it's almost like, it drives you a little mad, if you will. There is a delay. There's a delay from the internal shift. So as I'm leaving this message, this was a very potent year. This is a year that all of us will look back upon. All right, this is the journey of our everyday lives, and we've been doing this over the years. So this is another massive shift. And when we have gone through this internal click in this shift, and you might feel it within the nervous system, over the past few months, you've been having maybe some unexplained ascension symptoms. They've been through the roof. You've never felt to this degree before, because this was a massive, deep-rooted change. Sometimes on our journey, we will have a little ascension jump, if you will. We changed our frequency a little bit, but now we really totally turned the dial. And to the massive change that we're headed towards, your identity is no longer what it was maybe 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it might be. It's a gigantic change in the radio station. Okay, so now you've tuned your internal frequency, but the external, it's not a frequency match. So you feel this floating in the void. You feel like there's nothing. You feel this disconnect to the outer world. This is how we could put into words the spiritual aspect of not feeling connected. Do you say, oh, I don't feel connected? I've been talking to a lot of people, that I know lately, and they're like, is this even real? There's something terribly wrong with the reality that we're experiencing, and more people have experienced this over the course of time. You might have stumbled across something called the Mandela effect. All right, I have full videos on the channel page. You could check them out. So those are tangible things that are showing us the frequency of reality, and it could change, and it could change for different people. So what you need to do is something that I've shared for many years. Keep going as if. Keep going as if this reality, just ignore it. So I know this is difficult, but as I lead by example, I've been doing this over the past couple months. There were certain topics that I've presented to the world, and even though maybe we're not where we need to be in the world, but I know in the future, when it comes 2027, these are things that the whole world is going to be looking for, even though they might not be popular at this time. I continue to move forward as if the outer world is already there. And this is how we do the anchoring of the foundation of our new timeline through something called embodiment. You have to live your everyday life embodying that frequency, embodying who you truthfully are. A lot of people, they're feeling the lack of love in the world. You're actually a person that's the embodiment of love. So you have to move forward every single day, even though maybe you had hardships, maybe you were disrespected, but you are actually the embodiment of love. So, the external world, it can't dictate who you truthfully are. It's always on the inside. So you have to keep moving forward as if and ignore the outer world, because it's not real. Okay? The only thing that's real is inside. So what you're experiencing on the outer world is actually a delay of the frequency that you're broadcasted from the sacred heart, your internal frequency, the I am presence that you've broadcasted. There is a lag. All right, I've always shared this. Maybe you're like experience like you're driving in a car and you go through this point where you're picking up two radio stations simultaneously, and you get so confused. You hear two. Right? You're picking up two radio stations. Have you ever experienced that? So this is what you're actually feeling. You're feeling the broadcast of your old reality, and you're picking up the broadcast of your new reality simultaneously. And that's why this is like passing through the eye of the needle, okay? This is literally a biblical thing. It's like passing through the eye of the needle. If you have faith the size of the mustard seed, if you don't see any evidence, zero evidence in the physical, just keep moving forward, because a lot of people will get into this void. They get totally terrified and they go backwards. Don't go backwards. Keep going. This is the science of ascension. So now you have the dissonant frequency. You're picking up two stations. There's two realities, at the same time. And just right on cue, we'll hear these dissonant sounds, okay? And that is the quantum that we're experiencing. That's the validation of when you have these synchronicities in your life. Okay, there is going to be this time. If you keep moving forward, if you keep driving in the car, eventually you're going to pick up the clear channel. So you have to ignore it, even though you feel like you're about to die, even though you feel very depressed, because your soul is tired of operating the body. That's where deep rest comes from. You might be exhausted. You might be sleeping in the middle of the day because your soul is crying out, this is not the reality for me. And what you need to do is stop paying attention to it. It's the currency of the universe, and actually focus on your internal frequency. And the more that you're focused on the inside and ignoring the outer world, and just pretend like you're driving in the car and not listening to all that crazy static, okay, that you pick up, eventually you're going to pick up the clear channel. One of the phrases that I've shared over the years, ascension is an inside job. A lot of people, they hear all these spiritual terms, they're going to think they're going to float up into the sky. But this is a shift, it is a recalibration of the frequency of you. Now you are the embodiment of something totally new. This is the Heinrich Metamorphosis. So just like I shared that video a long time ago, Heinrich Metamorphosis, you feel like you're turning into liquid, like the caterpillar, like basically gets liquefied. Do you think it's, I'm feeling so great? It feels maybe like it's going to die, but it's dying, and it's being rebirthed in that chrysalis phase, and it comes out of the cocoon. Okay, so this is the massive change, and you will have different seasons. You have to understand that the journey of our everyday lives are seasons. Every day is not going to be the same type of day. Every couple of months is always going to be something different, and you might even go through years. But you weren't destined to live at that level your whole life. That was something that molded you for your journey. God puts us in those seasons to mold us on our journey, and it's very difficult. This is a time period where there is a total overhaul of the operating system. It drives you mad because, as I said earlier, like say if you're in that radio station, in that limbo phase, you either rather hear the previous station because it's familiar or comfortable. The next song, it's even better, okay? But like to be in that middle, and you get so confused. So what you need to do is keep moving forward, ignore the outer world, know that your feelings and emotions are valid. This is the science of ascension, and this message will last the test of time, and it will help you on your journey. So if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling like you're about to die, this is Ascension, kid. And I hope that this message will help you on your journey. And it's not easy. I go through this as well. And the more that we connect and we share with one another, we're helping each other out, okay? Even to hear it from people that came before me and they shared their story, and I'm here to share my story and let you all know that this also is known as the dark night of the soul. I have been through many dark nights of the soul. I have been through many ascensions over the course of my journey, and every one has a different theme, and it always feels this very dissonant, hard, in between phase. This happens to be the biggest one. So on the other side, because I've done this before, I know what's waiting for me on the other side. But to go through this for so long, it's very hard. But no, you have to totally ignore, because you will actually delay it by constantly oh, maybe I got to go back. Maybe I got to go back. Just keep going. I hope everyone writes that in the comments today. Just keep going. So I hope that this message helps you and inspires you. Leave a comment down below. Are you feeling this? If it helps you, please click the like button. I'm so grateful for that. And if you'd like, click the subscribe button, and you'll get a daily video 9 a.m. Eastern time to help you become the greatest version of yourself. Let's get back into balance. Let's get back into alignment. Let's become the best version of ourselves. Let's be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And let's take back control of our everyday lives, because that's what you're doing. When you go through this ascension process, you're taking back control of your life. Your life was controlled. You were controlled like a bot through these subconscious programs. But this overhaul of the operating system, it's happening. It's not easy. And I hope everything helps you on your journey. This is the science of ascension. And let me know in the comments if you would like more videos on this topic, because so many people in the world are experiencing this, and it's a great frequency shift. And I love you all. And it's not easy. We all go through it. And sometimes when I hear other people, it kind of gives me a little comfort. So I also hope that this video gives you comfort on your journey. So grateful for all of you. We have Facebook, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Utilize the hashtag OurEverydayLives. Check out the channel page. We have tons of content waiting for you. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. And if you keep going, eventually you will pick up the new frequency.